it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it, but now I want more, and I'ma have it.
Hey, we're back. LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I'm Realistic Randy with Mastermind and Boldberry, and we're gonna start this segment off right. We just talked about the Western Conference Finals, and Oklahoma City Thunder against Golden State Warriors. How that's gonna be a fantastic series. Still got Golden State coming out to represent the West in the NBA Finals, but it's going to be a tough out for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now we're going to talk about the Eastern Conference Finals, and I told you, Mastermind and Boldberry, that this series is a complete dumpster fire. There was no point in watching it. You both told me that now that we're doing the LockEmUp Hoops podcast, we analyze basketball, watch the game, it's your job, and I told you I'm not watching a single second of this series. Boldberry, let's start with you, man. What do you make of this primetime must-see TV of the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Toronto Raptors?
Terrible Raptors basketball, let me say that, for one. The only thing I remember from this game, and I actually wrote it down, and I actually probably didn't even have to write it down, but the only thing I really remember from that game is like 28-27, which was actually, I think, the last lead that Toronto had in like the first quarter. And I was like sitting here with Mastermind, like, yeah, man, these dudes are about to kind of ball. Like, it's going to be a close game. They're going to be all right. And then all of a sudden, like, it was 30-42. Then it was like 47-30. And then, Mastermind, here it is. And I'm like, damn. Like, it's really happening. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really have much to say about this series. Like, I really might bake cookies, you know what I'm saying? Like, make milkshakes and stuff like that and read a book. Like, sorry, like Realistic Randy had said, a couple of weeks back. But this is awful basketball on the Raptors side, man. Like, this is going to be a clean sweep, broom, whatever you want to call it. It's a massacre. Bring out the body bags and zip them up because they're going to murder these guys, man. Because LeBron, I think they dunked on them probably like 15 times in the first half. Like, I just see nothing but dunks. I've never seen even Kyrie Irving's dunking. Let me just put it like that. Like,
LeBron played like 28 minutes, too. LeBron played 28 minutes.
28 minutes. Yeah.
And I think you screenshotted us the score at one point, too, because
49-30.
The game.
49-30. Yeah.
We was like, look, we'd rather play 2K. We'd rather go do sit-ups and do calisthenics and go work out or something.
I was doing arm movements.
Yeah. Do some push-ups.
That was not a game that I wanted to watch. And I know, me, personally, I said that these dudes were going to beat Cleveland in 7. I know it. In 7. I was bold. I was real bold. But what I saw last night, that display, I'm taking all that back. This is sweet. Cold money.
Mastermind.
That's all I got to say.
What do you got? Eastern Conference Finals. Must see TV.
Oh, man, I'm going to – this, like you said, I mean, I'm sorry, Realistic Randy, for even thinking this would be a series.
We're going to bake you some cookies, dog.
I thought they were losing like 5, but at least make it competitive. I mean, you just beat the Miami Heat. Like, Kyle Lowry was starting to come back. The Bulls were starting to play well. I mean, I'm like, all right, here we go. They're starting to look like of old. And then the collapse happened where we're used to seeing Kyle Lowry shoot 0 for 7, 4 for 14. It's like, come on now.
Raptor things.
I just don't get what the problem is. But and then DeMar DeCarroll, they brought this guy in for $60 million, and this guy is nowhere to be found. He's supposed to be guarding LeBron James, and LeBron James went 11 for 13.
He ate him alive.
Where's the defense? He's supposed to be the junkyard dog man, and I haven't seen that one time at all this whole playoffs, actually. Kyrie's going 11 for 17. There is no defense at all these guys. All I seen was layups in the paint. All I seen was paint scoring. It looked like a scrimmage to me. It looked like the NBA against like a high school. This series is over. It's over. It's not even close. It's DeMar DeRozan's leaving after this year. He's coming.
That's all he's focused on. He's playing for a contract.
Kyle Lowry, I'm sorry, you're going to be on this team by yourself. You'll probably do well in the season again, but you're just not a playoff guy. It seems like so. The series over. It looks like LeBron James will go to his 6th consecutive finals, but regardless of whoever they play next round, it will be a competition. They will not go. What is it? They're 9-0 right now in the playoffs.
They're losing that first game.
There's no competition for them right now. The East is washed up. LeBron's going to win this again. So Raptors might as well wash this up. I'll probably watch the first quarters of the next games. I might be wasting my time.
Play 2K of my own games.
I'll watch. I just want to see how the game starts off. But until I start to see that, those 10-2 runs and those 12-4 runs, and I'm just gonna turn it off.
Just gonna turn it off because you know what happens at that point.
It gets embarrassing for me to even watch, and I'm just like, how did these guys make it to this point? But
what were they, a 2 seed?
Yeah,
and they won like 57 games or something like that, or something crazy. But I'm done.
Wade should have been there, man. You shouldn't have texted LeBron like, I'm gonna see you. You should have just waited.
Yeah, he shouldn't have even answered those questions.
Nothing.
I'm done with the Raptors right now. I can't stand to watch another minute. I just want this to go away. All I do is care about the OKC and the Warriors series at this point, and that's it for me. I'm done.
You can see LeBron scream to like the other end of the court, for 3 more games.
It's the Raptors, so
do that again. Last podcast, Bo Berry, you brought up a good point. You said the competition for LeBron's teams for the last however many years doesn't start until the NBA Finals. And you're right. This is another example, and that is why I'm not watching a single game second of this series, of the Eastern Conference Finals, because think about this. The Toronto Raptors, they scratched and clawed their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals. Are you serious? With Miami without having Hassan Whiteside, without having Chris Bosh. You had to struggle through that. The Pacers. Are you kidding me right now? The 7th seed.
With them.
Are you serious right now? And now you're here and you think you're going to have a shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is an absolute joke of a series. Anybody that shows up to these games, if you're a Toronto fan, you're out of your minds. I'm sorry. There's no way. I understand all the Toronto fans or any fans for that matter, when they have just blind fandom. We're like, because we believe in them, they're gonna win every single year. Look, I am realistic, Randy. All right, I am a realistic fan. I look at things objectively. I look at things for what it is. I'm not gonna blame LeBron James for the competition, because if we're not going to blame, here's the thing. If we're not going to blame Steph Curry for the road I'm not going to blame Steph Curry for the road he had last year. I'm not going to blame LeBron James because the rest of the Eastern Conference teams are just terrible at putting players together to having any shot against LeBron James teams.
When you taking 3 out of the 5 best
Charlotte,
players,
Washington, Milwaukee.
They're not terrible.
Teams
Atlanta
rosters to what the Heat did. Just remember that.
Atlanta.
Teams adjusted their rosters towards what the Heat did 7 years ago.
Come on, now in the Eastern Conference.
It's because you compare them to the Cavs. That's why they're awful. But if you compare them to the rest of the team,
the Cavs is the only team with a super team right now in the East.
No, it's just because
Cleveland set up.
Team on the East with a super team.
No. Cleveland is set up like a lot of these Western teams are out west. As far as if they were out west, they wouldn't be a number 1 seed. They would be competing. But that's what I mean. If the West can do it, why can't Cleveland do it? Why can't they do it?
All they did was get
Cleveland, the way Cleveland is set up, it's just like any of the top teams in the West, where you have a couple of superstars and then you have a supporting cast around you that does their job. The Eastern Conference is a joke. The Cleveland Cavaliers should not be sorry that David Griffin is the only GM in that damn conference that knows how to do anything.
Oh, that's LeBron's.
No, it's LeBron.
And Miami, I'll give it to Pat Riley, because if Chris Bosh was there, it'd be a lot more interesting. But outside of that, Atlanta, Charlotte, Boston, they're on the rise. Okay, I can see that. But Milwaukee, the New York Knicks. Are you serious right now? The Cleveland Cavaliers are the only team that's worth a damn in the East.
That's sad that it's like that.
Yeah,
LeBron's
I'm not going to blame.
Remember, he ruined the East. He shook the East up with that Heat move.
I don't know. I'm not blaming LeBron.
He took 3 out of the 5 best players at that time, threw them on one team. Every team on the East was trying to adjust to what that roster, that Heat. Remember, every team adjusted to what that Heat roster was. Every Eastern team. Melo tried to run over to New York with Amari. Boston still tried to form their 3. Everybody tried to get a super team on the East, and it just broke up and failed apart because
I'm blaming LeBron for stuff. I'm pretty sure if LeBron was on like Atlanta or something, it would be equal as heck. Like I'm sure.
Right. If he just stayed his ass in Cleveland, and just never left. Yeah. Because he can't be like, I'm going to take my jersey off and just let you wear it now. I'm
there it is.
Like, I'm LeBron. I'm scared. I'm mad. I'm just going to go play with Wade.
You got him 2 chips.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. All I'm going to say is I'm not crushing LeBron because their team is the only one that knows how to do anything. If you put Cleveland out west, they would be in that 3 to 5 range, somewhere out there. If you take any of the rest of the Eastern teams and put them out west, they would be a stellar team. They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't be able to sniff
half
anything.
those teams are better than the first 7.
I don't know about this year. You got to remember, this year the East was way better than a lot of the Western teams.
Yeah, because they're going against each other. There's such a terrible conference.
What?
No.
They played the West twice?
No. Listen. By and large, the Eastern Conference, most of the games are coming from where? The Eastern Conference. They play, it is such a terrible conference that they eventually play each other. You're damn right it's going to be like 500 for the rest of them. Because there's no clear-cut good team after that.
Okay, but what about the last, 10, 15 years where the East has always struggled and just been awful? Like, if you said that,
but that's my point. That's my point.
But not now.
But that's my point.
But that's my point. You can say the same for the West. There's only really 3 teams out there that is really contenders.
That are
contenders, but still, the road to getting to the semifinals is still a little shaky because you'll still go against Memphis. You'll still go against Portland. You'll still go. No. They still.
Injuries too.
No. There's still, and that actually brings up my point. Look at Cleveland right now. They swept what, Atlanta and Detroit to get to the Eastern Conference. Yeah. They're going to sweep Toronto. We already know that, right? Yeah. If you take that team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and put them out west, they're not sweeping these teams. They're not sweeping Portland. They're not sweeping. They're not. I don't even think they would have swept Houston. They would even swept Houston. I think Houston probably could have got a game against them.
They would at least have got a one.
Yeah. They still had, or Portland, Memphis. One of them would have still been able to get a team. That's what I mean. The Eastern Conference is an absolute joke. They play each other. They're terrible. And I don't care that they had an overall better record as far as all their teams being above 500, all 8 teams compared to the West.
It's just the superstars are all over in the West, too.
They're all in the West. And LeBron's he's an East kid. He's an East guy. He's an Eastern Conference player. Yeah. So I can't trash him because the rest of the teams are terrible.
Yeah.
My bad.
He just created the super teams. I mean,
he just likes running, man. Yeah, he likes playing hide and seek and stuff. Remember, he likes playing hide and seek and stuff, dog. It'd be like,
I don't know. And then we're still waiting for guys to develop. We're still waiting for Paul George to still become Paul George. John Wall, I don't know what happened to them this year. So there's these guys.
Who are the Wizards?
I don't know. I mean, there's something out. It's something different out in West completely because, I mean, we're seeing
competition's way different.
That's what I'm saying.
A whole nother level. So,
but they play up. But you gotta remember too. West plays up-tempo basketball, as opposed to the East is like it's grind out.
It's always been like that too.
Yeah, but now Cleveland plays up-tempo basketball. They are far and away. They're beyond their own Eastern Conference Finals years or Eastern Conference years. Like the rest of the Eastern Conference is grinded out. Like, basically, Rondo would be a perfect Eastern Conference point guard right now. Yeah, Ricky Rubio, he'd be a perfect Eastern Conference point guard where it's just ISO ball.
I like how you brought up the non-shooting point guards.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly. They would all be absolutely fantastic out east. But guess what? Cleveland is an up-tempo team. They're beyond their own Eastern Conference. So I'm not going to crush them because the rest of the East can't catch up. They need to catch up. You're late. You're late to the big event. Show up on time.
They need that superstar.
Can't blame the Raptors for getting there. If Wade and them was there, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Yeah.
Wade and them would have got swept.
He's been robbed the past 2 years.
They would have got swept. Yeah, I think they would have got swept.
No.
What you mean? I mean,
without Bosh and Whiteside?
Crazy. Dude, well, without Whiteside, I'm about to say they don't have Whiteside though.
Yeah.
Too. So I take it back. My point. I forget that they don't have.
And I got a question for you too, Bullberry. They were struggling against the Raptors. So what you think the Cavs are gonna do to them if they were gonna do that?
Hey, man.
Man,
save the best for last, man. You save all your energy for the last, dog. I'm a true believer being like, you want to play that top guy, and LeBron doesn't even play the same when he plays against Wade. Like, he kind of plays a little scary, if you ask me. So I think it would have changed a lot.
Well, we haven't seen him in a playoff series before. That's just.
I know that's the thing. Yeah, we haven't seen it because Bosh, unfortunately has those injuries, man. So these past 2 years, that's really what we should be talking about every year is that Eastern Conference matchup. But Bosh goes down.
Will we ever see it? Will we ever see it? You guys think? I don't think we'll see it either.
We'll never see it. I've been excited for the past 2 years, and I've been disappointed because this has been happening. So
my antennas will be up for Wade next year. He's getting a year older, and then
35.
Bosh, I think he's done now because I seen a update.
2 years straight. 2 years straight.
Retire. So and he had continuous foot clot issues this year, and we don't know we don't know what
third time could be fatal. Unfortunately, we don't want that happening. Yep. We don't want to see that.
So I guess getting back to the main point, Toronto, this is going to be a sweep. It's over. I'm not wasting my time watching this at all. Now, we talked about both conference finals going on right now. We're going to talk about officiating in these playoffs. This is the LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I'm Realistic Randy with Mastermind and Bowberry.
I want it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it, but now I want more, and I'ma have it. Champagne dreaming, campaign teaming, so much.